Good day everyone, this is Baljinder Singh Sambi from Sambi Carpentry and Maintenance. Here I'm building a veranda and the same steps you can follow for the pergola as well. I'm putting a post hole markers and then the hole's been dug, that part's been not recorded, and after that I'm running a string line here for the squareness, and this string line will be kept until the end of the installation of the post. And I'm making sure it's all square. Measure the diagonal, make sure it's all square. When you measure diagonal, make sure it's all exactly the same. To make your adjustment now, because that's the time you can do it, and the string line will last until the end of the post installation. And once it's all done, you make sure you install your post adjacent to the string line. And in here under the post we have a 100mm concrete plate to give it a stable surface. You can increase that depth as per the soft land and the land requirement. And the whole total depth is 650mm and 350mm diameter. And we gonna pour the concrete in there, a ready mix 2.5 bag, and rest will be then covered with the slab which is going around and on the surface where the actual veranda is getting built. And under the post, just about 10 centimeter from the bottom of the post, I have 4 galvanized screw on each side of the post to give it an anchor and give it a bit more strength in against the wind, so it doesn't pop out in a bad weather, which is a good thing to do. Use galvanized screw. And I'm using a brace, temporary brace, to secure the post before we pouring the concrete. All the posts being secured like that. And that's important. And make sure you level the post is now in this stage. Make sure everything is still plumb and everything is square. This is crucial part for the building purpose. And make sure you take your time, get that right. It's good to have someone helping you in this case. But if not, then you can use a laser distance measures, and there are other techniques by running a screw from one end to another end. Anyway, make sure all the measurements are as planned, and do your adjustments now, which before you pour the concrete. Okay, so I already done that, and in this stage, yeah, I'm using a laser level which is sitting at the very corner on the red box. I normally use my laser level on the one corner where it can reflect on each post I'm working on. So I don't need to go turn the level around if it's not 360 degree and all that. Anyway, so I have the laser beam striking on each post, and that will give me a level marker, and then I can adjust and mark where I have to make cuts on the post. And as you can see, I'm pouring the concrete and then mixing it with the water, and I'm using a small pipe to vibrate the concrete to get bubbles out, which is important. Make sure you do that, take your time here. And after this stage, I'm going to mark the level marker, and then I have decided to have 150mm pitch to give a water one flow on one side. You can see I'm marking the laser. Yeah, so now I have marked, I'm marking the cut point, and then the the depth on this side, which is 150 millimeter, enough for the water flow as per requirement as well. And after that, I'm gonna check out, recess the actual post to have a place where my beam's gonna sit. So no, you do that depend how your design is. In this design, I'm partially trimming the recessing the post, so the actual beam will sit partially on top of the post, and then I'm using two M10 bolts to secure the actual beam on top. And after that, I'm using a template to run my rafters on top. Do that, do your calculations beforehand, and then of course as you go you will see if there's need to be make any adjustments. And once you do that, same thing you do with the battens on top. In this case we're putting a roof on top, so we're not going with too many battens as to have a bit of shade in there. So we're using a polycarbonate sheet on top, so battens are evenly spaced. Use the template, excuse me, use the template for that purpose. And make sure you also use your clamps to secure the beam while you're drilling the hole and securing it with the bolt, which is important. Make sure everything is level. Check the level every time you're putting a new piece of timber or the beam itself. Make sure you do your example. Do that. And here after the structure, after the putting battens, I left it for a few days. We done the polishing, oil deck, marble decking oil to give it a bit of safety. And as it's done, it is important and does improve the look of the structure. And after you put oil, make sure you do 2 or 3 coat, depend upon the area you are on. Coats, and after that we left it for a few days to dry, and then start continue working while putting the roof on top. Here we use here we're giving a shape to the rafters. Do it while you on the ground. It's the safest way to do it. And as I said, if the building structure is square, you will be okay. You don't need to then readjust your individual rafter, because as everything is square, then each rafter should fit wherever you want. And once it's all done, I'm using a galvanized nails, 90 millimeter, using a DeWalt nail gun for that. Secure the rafters on the beam. And make sure safety is important. Use your safety glasses, safety shoes, and make sure, yes, if you need to isolate the area, do that for safety purpose. And and once the batten gone up, we have already finished the structure. I'm securing the roof with the roofing screw and overlapping 2 corrugations on this case, to be on the safe side. And also I'm laying the whole roof at the beginning, and so I have even spread on each side with the available amount of sheets, um, which is important as in appearance wise. The day we did the roofing, it was a bit windy, so I used a 90 millimeter by 45 millimeter 2 by 4 long piece of timber on the top of the sheet, to just have a bit of weight while we screwing. And once you have everything adjusted, make sure you're happy, and then you run the screws on the, especially on the ends, and then make your way all the way to the other end, step by step. And that's about it about the pergola. And make sure before you're digging any hole and building any structure, uh, go and check with your local council and see if you need permits for that. Make sure you have your sewerage plan, water plan, or check any accessories, check any pipelines going through the area where you're working, so you can avoid penetration or having unnecessary accidents while you're digging any hole. This is important. Take your time, and that's the result we have. Once again, thanks, Lambi Carpentry and Maintenance. See you again.